Red, 1, 2, 3.
Dookie on the 3.
On my
Okay, we start and he already instantly died. He went, red. We are doing more. This is podcast episode 3, and we're going to be ranking a lot of stuff. So, I know this looks like a lot with Yu-Gi-Oh! Archetypes, but we can get through this one fast. It's honestly not going to be as, like, not as close to as long as the DC or whatever the fuck. So, yeah.
Avenger.
maybe. What did you just say?
He's white. He says everything like that.
Alright, so we all don't know what each and every single one is. So the ones we don't know, either if no one knows, we're gonna just go right here, and then we're gonna search image with Google,
It's me.
highlight
God.
it, and then right there. You
Yeah.
guys see that on the top on the right side too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, sweet.
And
So
here's
like for this example of that is Amazonis. So that's cool.
And we've kind of all stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For a while now, especially since the pay curve and the power curve has gone up extremely. If you want to make a deck, you're gonna be willing to spend at least $1,000, and everyone's toxic and a little bitch in the community right now. Not everyone, I'd say mostly everyone, and it's true. And again, everything's super expensive, so that's why if we do see like brand new stuff, we might not even know what it is.
Thanks.
Alright, the first one is Amazons.
So what does Amazonis do? I know they're like a beast warrior, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so going. Who's gonna start?
Okay, well.
Mark.
Mark, you fucking dog, dumbass dog. Honestly, I put it in. No way, not. I put in I put in A lot of the cards do seem fun. There've been a lot of new cards recently, like what is the thumbnail right there? It's Augusta. But this whole archetype, it honestly feels like just everywhere around, like all mixed and stuff. From what I've seen from people using it, they like to use Swordswoman and that fighter a bunch of times. And then there's just this one trap card that they keep. Shut the fuck up! Breathing in the mic. I'm gonna fucking choke you out. There's just like one trap card that they keep using in the archetype that I've always seen. I think it was called. I think it was Amazonas. Yeah, it was like Amazonas Archers and Amazonas Onslaught. Those were the only good cards in that deck. So honestly, no, I'm putting it whack at hell.
I'll put it in rack as well. No, I'll actually put it in air because I remember dueling against some of them. They're not that bad, but they're not that great, so I'll just put it in air for me.
Mark, we're not rating the card, we're rating like the whole archetype.
I know.
So you put whack as hell for Amazonis?
Yeah.
Okay. So I think I know that Amazonis, they mainly like just keep gaining and protecting their own or monsters, huh?
Yep. Oh my god. Vibrator activated.
It's his mom. She's lonely. Okay, I'm gonna put it in never used before. So whatever Will says next will determine. I use them, but it's not one.
And I put whack at hell.
Okay, we're
I
gonna
put
do So, okay. What the fuck you want me to do? You put it in I see you're annoying.
Apply answers.
What do the appliances do?
Hmm.
I haven't seen them.
I haven't used them either.
Again, they're a super small archetype. I've only seen a few monsters, a few links, and a few spells. From what I can gather, it's a very shit archetype, which is why it's very small. A lot of the effects are only used to help bring out some to like start linking up, and even if they do, the link monsters themselves have like next to little, like no value with their effects. So I'm gonna put this in whack at hell too.
I never used it.
It just looks like a special summon, and they basically do 0 battle damage. They'll do different type of shit. I'm just gonna do what Mark says. It's not what can tell. So what is this one like?
Oh, now that's crazy. Endymon, the Mighty Master of
Ooh.
Magic. I honestly will put this in Sweet because this type of deck uses magic counters or spell counters, just counters in general, and there's a lot of cards in those archetypes to make it where you could use them to protect your cards or to just straight destroy all your opponent's cards to negate just basically everything. As long as you have a lot of spell counters, you can basically do whatever you want. I'm easily gonna put that in Sweet.
I'll agree with Mark. I think I used them once or twice, and I enjoyed myself using them a lot. But they just fell out for me, so I'll just put them in Sweet.
I'll put it in Sweet too because they're pendulum spellcasters, and
Mm.
I like pendulums. I think I've used something that looked like it, but it was that one for Zark.
Dude, when I was little, or like, I think like a year or two ago, maybe 2, 3 years ago, I got
What's that?
that I got that Indymon deck in real life. It was so cool. That's
Is that ever?
Oh god. So I don't like Labyrinth at
Yeah.
all. It's very fucking annoying. Basically all their traps keep re-putting themselves from the graveyard or the deck straight up to the field instantly and lets you activate them instantly. It summons a bunch of monsters instantly, and then it keeps negating your opponent, that type of stuff. So I hate it, but in terms of power, it is a wowza.
I'll play it Rousey because I love using it.
So, but why were you screaming over me?
I thought I was gonna meet you.
No, we were just talking. Plus, you took forever to talk.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Okay, next one. Wait, do you guys know what this one is?
Yeah, it's from,
Heretical Beats.
What is it, Mark?
it's yeah. Will's got it right. It's like a heraldic. I think that's how you say it. Heraldic deck.
Harry Dick.
Shut up. So it's from Zexal, and it's I forgot the guy's name. He's the one with the mask, but he runs that card. So it's number 8, Heraldic King Genome Heritage. So basically, what it does is the attachment. You can target one face-up Xyz monster your opponent controls. This card's name and original attack becomes that name and current attack, and this effect becomes that monster's original effect, and then that monster has become 0 and its effects are negated. So basically, it takes that monster's attack and effect, and then that monster becomes 0 attack and negated until the end phase. The rest of the cards, they're basically just used to bring out. They're just to like ramp with each other, just to bring out the Xyz a lot more, because that's how a lot of Xyz decks were back then. So they'll just keep it like ramping each other out, attaching to the Xyz monsters materials. It has other Xyz monsters on it, like number 18 and number 69, and those cards are good too. I honestly really like it. I think it's really fun, but in terms of power, I'm just gonna put it in eh.
Same with here. I'll put it in A as well. Really didn't like it that much.
I don't know anything about it, so I'm just gonna go with off of your instinct. So that's what I'm gonna do for most of these that I don't know. I'm just gonna put it, and then we'll move on.
Alright.
Is that Gaia?
Yep, Gaia. I think that's called like the Gaia the Dragon Knight. No, that's right there. That's Gaia, the magical knight of dragons. So I really like how, like, some people always hate it how like super old anime decks or anime cards in general get like a bunch of support. I think it's fun because you're making them like closer and closer, or just more fun in general to play. The Gaia cards, they've been pretty fine. Even the newer support haven't really been like top tier type stuff. So I'm just gonna put it in actually, I'm it's teetering on and whack a hell. Because I do like Gaia, and the new cards are cool, but they've never even been close to as good as any of the other new supports.
I'll put more in the street because I remember playing it when I first like got into Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit, and I just loved using Gaia. Gaia was like an icon thing for me. I'll put it in the street.
Right,
Oh, we already know what Mark's doing.
Alright, Mark runs this in Master Duel. I'll let him go first for that one.
I absolutely love the Red Dragon Archfiend deck, and I'd easily. Okay, so in terms of power, I know it's not close to as cringy as Labyrinth, so I'm just gonna say I'm gonna put it in Sweet because these cards easily like you guys seen it too. They ramp off each other like so fast, and I could get the boss monster. I could get just about any boss monster I want, just depending on what I want to do. And it has really good protection, surprisingly. And a lot of the cards, like if you, it's kind of like, I'm not gonna say Good Guardian, but I'm just mean like if you take one out, it has good effects to like keep being there, if you know what I mean. So I'll definitely put that in sweet. I love it. I love Red Dragon.
I'll put it in sweet too. I do it with it a couple of times, and I liked how it was going with the direction. It just like he said, it doesn't have that much power, but they ramp off each other really great. So sweet. Kobe? Kobe?
I had to step away real quick. I'm gonna assume that Mark put it in the Wowza side.
You both said sweet.
My fucking dog was going crazy. I just turned out my mom got home.
No way.
So I pushed him out. Yeah.
What type is that?
Loved already of. Alright. I'm gonna go meet Will.
So that
I have
is.
a headache. Hold on.
Oh my god.
You know what? Fine. I'm not gonna see my thing. Go, Mike. Go.
Well, because you stepped away, so that's your fault for losing your turn. This is the Chaos Angel, and it runs with the Chaos archetype. There's a bunch of Chaos cards like Chaos, Chaos something. Yeah, Chaos Space and shit like that. Basically, again, a lot of these decks are actually really good at ramping. Like this deck's also really good at ramping, or just like as soon as you have basically any amount of the cards in your hand, you can instantly bring out a bunch of stuff. Chaos Angel is more like a just like an end piece as you're doing stuff, because it makes it where all your stuff can't be destroyed by battle and is unaffected by monster effects. It just makes and it takes off the chaos cards also like banish stuff on the field, so that's what it's meant to do. So it's just meant to keep banishing the stuff your opponent controls while making your stuff basically invincible. So I would put that in sweet as well.
I never even used these, so I'll put it never used before.
Next. Go. No? No one knows what that one is?
Alien.
No.
I thought you were gonna say your turn for Chaos Angel.
No, if I put it there and I'm just quiet, like that's just because I don't know what the hell that is.
Alright,
Shock Trooper.
Yeah, aliens. So I've played aliens before. I always like their effects, especially when they get A counters on stuff. They could destroy or take it. But I've seen it so many times. It needs so much more help with ramping because it can be shut down really quickly. So I'm just gonna. I like aliens a lot, but I'm gonna put in Whack at Hell.
Damn.
Same here, I'll put it back at hell.
Put it. Right, hold on, I'm gonna mute real quick. I was gonna put it in because those cards are fun as fuck to using, but when it's like the whole archetype alone, it's just pretty shit. I mean, the Link could carry the fucking deck a lot, but other than that, it's pretty doo-doo. What the hell is that thing?
Okay, that I actually don't know.
That looks familiar though.
Zoom it in. Oh, look at donk.
Oh, Mermail.
Is that Mermail?
Meow meow?
It should be a Mermail. Looks like one. Or a
I think it is.
Watered.
Oh, Atlantean. Yeah, Atlantean Mermail.
Oh.
It's a hand trap deck, apparently.
Because even though Mermails and Atlanteans are really alike, I guess they're kind of different. Let me try to find her. It's all mostly water stuff. Yeah, there she is. Okay, yeah, it's an Atlantean deck. It's pretty fine. It's a really niche deck. It has a lot of good. It has a lot of fun stuff, I could say, but it's definitely nothing to write home about. I'm just gonna easily put it in Whack at Hell.
I'll put in
Yeah, because most of the cards used in the archetype are just used in other decks.
It is true.
Well, you gotta say more than just but I'm gonna just believe it and whack a hell. What is that? Is that the fucking
Monarch.
monarch people? But shut up the fuck up, monarch people. No,
Yeah, it's Monarchs.
there. Now you can fucking run your mouth.
Now let Mark go first on this one.
I'm just gonna put an eh. I do think that they're cool, and I really like how it's like evolution type stuff. With keep getting out bigger ones to do more stuff, but I'd say the best thing about them is their support cards that have been run in a bunch of other decks, and this deck needs more helping protecting itself while it's ramping up. So it's definitely eh.
I would put it in sweet because yeah, you're right. It doesn't have like a lot of protection and they're exposing traps and stuff. Help other decks, but also I like how they could possibly like lock your opponent out of their extra deck and like lock players out of the extra deck completely. So I'm just putting it in sweet because of that.
I would put it in because like Will said, locking the extra deck is pretty cool, but other than that, that whole like it can be shut down so fucking easy. So like yeah.
Reasonable.
So Mario, you said as well, right?
Yeah.
All right. What the hell is even that?
Starry Night.
Oh, sorry.
So the Starry
Starry
Night
Night.
cards are kind of fine. The Starry Night cards are kind of fine, but this is definitely one of the most niche archetypes ever. There's like barely any cards with them. And the funny thing is, Starry Night, Starry Dragon, it was actually an upgraded form of a super old card called like Sayaryu. Um, the effect of Starry Night, Starry Dragon is good, but the rest of the cards are just mid at best. So I'm just gonna put it. I'm honestly gonna put it in Lack of Hell.
I'll put in Rack of Hell too, or maybe because all Starry Night Dragon's effect does is against dark creatures. That's it. So pretty much kind of like a counter to dark decks. So maybe it's putting an to be honest.
All right, next one is Nordic.
No,
Oh, I love these Nordics. Can I go first?
go.
I played this deck whenever since that big trio box that came out with Nordics. I think it was well, the decks were their Phantom Knights, and then the third one. I loved how they were doing. I loved how easy you could get out Odin, Thor, or Loki just with the link alone. And I like how some of the traps and spells could help either protect them or like negate your opponent's effects just by getting a little bit more extra attack and then doing other things. So I'll put them like in sweet. They're nothing like Wowzer level, but they're sweet.
I'm also gonna agree here. I'm gonna put it in sweet too because this deck, especially with the newest support cards, like one link monster gets you one of the Nordic gods, and a lot of these cards can straight up just stop your opponent from doing a lot of stuff. And if you could do it just right, you could even basically OTK them. So I'll put it in sweet.
Facts. I remember the the new support that came out. That one goes crazy.
Hmm.
Decode Talkers. Yeah, I think these are Cyber deck then, huh?
Yeah, Cybers
Yeah.
is very, very versatile. There's a shit ton of them, and like each one of them can even be separated into their own little decks. So while it is versatile, the main big cards in general, like the decodes, all that stuff, they're just mid at best, especially just in my opinion. So and then again, it's one of those things too where a lot of the Cybers cards are just used in other decks as support. I'm just gonna put this in eh.
I agree with Mark. Like they're like
Oh my God,
normal
you didn't
monsters and
finish.
stuff. Mark, did you finish?
Mike was literally on his last word and you immediately started screaming so you hadn't finished.
But no, I'll put an
in
like
general as an archetype. I didn't know that. I thought they were like a cyber deck, but if they're like talkers, then yeah, Mark's right. They're kind of whack a hell.
Mm-hmm.
they are rack and add because the links are used that much. They're just regular coded cards, and they're like normal monsters, effect monsters. They're not. I don't see a lot of play with those, so they're just mostly used for the links. So put it in A.
Are these tricksters?
Abyss actors.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, Abyss actors used them for a while. I put them
yeah.
in whack of hell. They're fucking trash.
It is. I'm gonna put Abyss actors in sweet. The thing is, for Abyss actors, they're very pendulum heavy. So if you could disrupt
Yeah.
their pendulum flow, then they're easily taken down. But if you don't, they have cards to keep protecting themselves. Like especially their spells are like to me they're really versatile because they can do
Okay.
different shit when you want to activate them, or if your opponent destroys them, they can still do more stuff. And the cards keep gathering more and more power just to keep like going over your opponents.
I was gonna put an egg just because of if you just disrupt one pendulum thing, you're fucked, kind of thing, or disrupt the flow. But that's not enough to put
You
it
never
out of
use
sweet.
them.
I'll put it in sweet. They are a good archetype to
Have you
use.
seen her use them at all, Will?
Yeah, I seen Mark use them, and I think Matt has his deck here of Abyss actors.
Dude, they were fucking duty, but you might try the spell cards that pretty good. Um,
What is that?
let me see.
I forgot this.
Reptile?
I forgot its name, but yeah, Altergeist. They're
Oh my
basically
god.
yeah, they're one of the OG annoying ass decks. Well, not OG, just more like Link era annoying ass decks. They use a shit ton of trap cards to just keep negating your opponent and keep reviving themselves. Um, their multi faker card and the one that attacks directly. Those were so crazy where they had to like get banned and limited and all that stuff. This deck it doesn't look like it at first, but it's like a little tricky bitch. I'm honestly gonna put it in Wowza, especially for its time. It was such a force to be messed with, not to be messed with.
I don't need to say anything. I'll put in Bowser just like Mark because I agree with everything he just said.
Of course.
Pain in the ass.
Was that all? You were just gonna kiss my sack and run?
Because like, everything he said was true. It's a pain in the ass, but it's great for its time. Bowser.
I think they were really toxic. They were one of the first decks that I've ever met. Remember when we used to like the fucking fun decks and shit where we just like have those trash cards and then we're like, oh, let's make a deck out of these.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We thought we were so fucking good because we beat everybody at the team center and everything, and then we go to one game some tournament. All of us did not stand a single fucking chance. And you know what? The first deck I went against was these people, and I immediately dropped out after my first duel. But yeah,
I think I remember you doing that
They're
too.
really fucking strong.
There you
I
are.
don't think you were. I didn't think you went with us. Well, I think it was just me, me, Matt, and Mark.
Huh.
Because we didn't care about you back then.
Not wrong.
Is this performance?
So there's two archetypes that I'm trying to figure out what that is. It's either Performage or Performapal.
I'm
I'll
thinking
pick Performapal
performance.
because I like Performapal. And it's a
Oh, Amazement! It's basically a knockoff Performapal deck.
Huh.
So they don't have Amazement cards. Don't have much in their decks. So they're mostly used as supports to run in other decks like Magical Musketeers. The Amazement cards in general, they're pretty dookie by themselves. So I'm gonna put a whack at hell.
Black as hell.
Never used. Ooh, what the fuck is this?
Oh, fish actresses and some shit like that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. They look fucking creepy.
Yeah, my vote's just black as hell off the bat. Like,
What the fuck? An Aquatrix deck?
yeah.
Or a Neopod? I don't fucking know. Oh, Aquactress. Aqua actress.
Yep. Another one of the many archetypes in this list where the main deck is shit, but some of the spells and traps like aquarium stage set and lighting are really good in other decks. So for the deck itself, or for the archetype itself, it's definitely Waka Hell too.
Never used them.
Is that Arcania Force or
Yep.
Planet?
So the Arcana Force cards I absolutely love because it's based on the tarot cards like JoJo's, you know, like the World, Lovers, the Fool, Empress, the Moon, Emperor, all that stuff. All their effects are flip heavy, so obviously you have to be lucky to get the right effects that you want with flip effects. But the cool thing is they have a lot of support cards where it helps basically like make it where you get the right flip that you want. But this deck has really hard trouble with ramping and getting a lot of stuff out without just getting taken down and protecting itself. So as much as I like it, it's definitely an eh.
If you're doing like based on archetype alone, then I'll put it in sweet. But playstyle, I'll put it in eh.
So I put it. I put it. I put it. I can put it in there.
Is that Krill for?
This is
No.
artifact deck.
No, the police force people are fucking giant slabs of rock.
The artifact deck is pretty fine, but
Nah.
using it, yeah, I'm gonna put it back at hell as well because it's again another one of those things. People mostly use the monster artifact Scythe, maybe even the Link, and some of the other artifacts in many other decks to get your opponent to destroy them because they get all the artifact cards, they go face down in the spell and trap zone, and when they're destroyed, they have really good effects. Like Scythe makes it where your opponents can't use the extra deck for like that turn. But if you're gonna make this an entire deck on itself, it's pretty dookie.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Like I've never seen a lot of play. I just see some support from them into other decks. And Kobe, I'm pretty sure that you wanted to at least make a deck out of them at some point, didn't you?
I did, and I did it on Nexus, and it was fucking straight trash.
Yeah, I'll put it in rack as hell.
They're one of those decks. Oh my god. They're one of those decks that are. Fuck, Will, I'm talking. You keep interrupting me. You're making my head hurt a lot. Right now, my fucking head is killing me.
Stop menstruating.
So shit.
Okay.
It's like one of those decks where you just steal shit from and then you don't actually build a deck around them. Like a hell.
I have no idea what this one is. Oh.
Try it.
Which one is that?
Okay. The fuck? All this shit's in Chungchong, bro. Oh, here it goes.
Yeah. Like.
Yeah, Dragite.
I'm farting.
Oh, I hope that did not exit the fucking thing.
It's like all about fossil cards in a way, and Will's taking a shit, of course.
God damn it, Will. You can't wait like 2 seconds.
Bad for me.
Honestly, it's sweet because I do forget the name of it, but I've seen it a lot, especially a few years ago. It was played so much they got all their cards out, and what's really cool about those boss monsters is they end up just like kind of like locking out your opponent, or at least just making it where it's like very hard to even play. So I'm gonna put that in well, I kind of need to see it. I'm gonna put that in, yeah, I'm gonna keep that in sweet.
Yeah, put it in sweet for you. Is that sushi right here?
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
I hate them. They're actually really
one-
strong.
Damn. I'm surprised Train isn't right here. Trains are fucking good.
They might be in the part 2.
Yeah. I'm just overlooking the decks. You guys can start talking about the fucking heroes.
Ancient Warriors. Jesus. The Ancient Warrior cards. They're just. There's nothing really to talk about them, honestly. Especially recently, I haven't heard anything like crazy about them. Their effects are just basically adding each other nonstop. They do start bouncing your opponent's cards, but you need to keep like a good synergy with your cards to keep grabbing them out, and they mostly work if they destroy something too. So I'm gonna put that in eh.
Same here. I'll put in eh. I never use them myself, but whenever I've seen a lot of people other use them, I instantly overrun them with all my other creatures. So just eh.
With that self glow.
Yep.
Alright, next line.
As much as I loved Armed Dragons, I'm gonna easily.
That's on Dragon?
I'm gonna easily put it in eh, because they're one of those level up cards, and that's fun. But those level up cards are really hard to do, And then the Armed Dragon's got a lot of support cards, which, you know, this is like one of the main new support cards. And they do get them out way faster now, but it's still not, you know, one of the best at all. Or it's, I guess you could say it's the casual. So I'm gonna put that in eh.
I'll put it in sweet because it reminds me of Chaz, like how he used them at some point in the GX series, and how just like I love how they have their new support. I just like feel like they have so much potential if people give them more chances in decks.
I think it's
I'll
pretty
put them in
like,
sweet.
but like it's one deck to use with the trash. They're really easy to just fucking wipe off the fucking board. And if you just like one of the like summoning shit, then that's it for them basically. It's so hard to pull it back on the field. This one looks familiar.
I thought it was a fortune
Okay.
card. But
Prediction Princess. I think that's it.
Yeah, Prediction Princess Tortio. It's a link card or a ritual card?
Ritual.
I
card.
think it's ritual. Yeah.
What the hell is that? Cattail?
So it's
What the fuck?
it's definitely a ritual deck. Trying to see it good about the cards. Oh, it's a really good ritual deck based on flip. It's a flip ritual deck. So you want to get out these the ritual bosses really fast, and if you have a lot of good flip effect cards, then you know you keep abusing them and making them activate over and over again. It could depend on what your opponent does. The deck is actually pretty good, but if your opponent can easily disrupt that, then it's pretty much done. So I'm gonna put it in eh.
I'll put an eh. Oh, the only thing I ever seen about it was from the Arc V anime, and that's really much about it. I never seen any plays of it, and just never used it myself. That's all I saw from the Arc V.
So eh?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go first. Black Rose Dragon decks. They're pretty shit, not gonna lie, but once they pop off, they're really fucking cool. Of the Black Rose Dragon Synchros. They could honestly be in a separate deck. Well, just this one in general, but could be in a separate deck from the Black Rose people. But sweet.
Yeah, plant cards are really good, like surprisingly good. And with the Rose deck, they can ramp up really fast to get out. Basically, it's like Red Dragon with the Red Dragon deck in a way. Like you get out anything you want based on like most of the hands that you get in the game, and a lot of their spells and traps are powerful as fuck. Like Black Garden, you can basically lock your opponent out of all their monster zones if you do it well enough. So I'll put that in sweet.
Same here. I'll put it in sweet too. I love the little dragons that are support for the Black Rose. I think I used it once upon a time against you and Mark as a deck, and I loved that. I loved playing it. And then one of the bosses was great, so I'll put it in sweet.
Alright, Boro Dragons, aka Rocket Archetype.
Sweet.
Michael first. Yep.
I'm gonna put it in sweet because those the Rockets in general, it's one of the best decks to keep bouncing each other off. They'll end up destroying a bunch of cards your opponent controls, and then their main bosses are insanely powerful, used in basically any deck, especially back then. Like Boral Load to start taking cards, Boral Sword to do basically OTKs, and Savage. If you have a high link rating in your graveyard, that your Savage basically becomes a large negator. So I'm gonna put that in sweet.
I'll put it in Wowza because they just got more support, especially their new boss monster, Boar and Dragon, which does a lot of stuff on his own. Just like they're very powerful. They have a lot of like synergy with the whole entire archetype. I'll say Wowza.
I'll say Wowza too. They're good. They go crazy. Honestly, the fucking links. I think they're link 4 and above, like the Boral Sword and shit, right?
Yeah.
They can go up to 5.
Damn. Well, yeah, like those people could like easily go in any other deck to just make it 10 times better. So I'm putting it in Wowza.
Is that Buster Blader?
Buster Blader. This deck is underrated, and I'd honestly put this in Wowza. The only reason why, if you can manage to lock your opponent out, or at least take them out, like take out their spells and traps while you can pretty much just stop the game, because There's a basically just like a two card combo with this. There's a synchro card in their deck, or makes all your opponents dragons, and then their fusion makes all dragon monsters on the field switch to defense, have their effects negated, and this will deal like it can attack all of them, deal piercing, all that shit. Like that can be massively crazy, and then you get there's
Mhm.
more effects to negate the monster's effects. As long as you can just keep the spells and traps under control of your opponent, that's pretty much game.
I'll say sweet or Rouser because like it's pretty much heavy countering dragons in my opinion. Like if you find a way to like counter him, like just get all of his pieces off the field that he needs to counter you, then he's pretty much fucked. But until then, I'll put it in sweet. Like it's pretty good, but not that like great because it counters one archetype.
Well, there's cards like the synchro, and then they put cards in the deck to make all your opponent's monsters dragons, and then they just get fucked.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like their abilities only pop off on dragon art stuff. Like even when they're
Okay,
synchro
he
makes
doesn't
their
understand.
opponent
Go,
card
Kobe. What do you
dragons.
think?
Okay, so I never used them before, but they sound interesting, and there was like a whole random spaghetti word coming out of it, so it confused me on how I should feel about it. And uh, um, what do you guys want to put it at?
Sweet.
I put in Wowza.
I'm gonna put it here underneath red archery, so it's up there, just not there. Next one.
Clear rings.
This is the Clear
I
Wing
think
deck, basically based on. So even though the Clear Wings are the boss monsters, the main deck is actually Speedroids, and
Right.
Speedroids they kind of run on gambles as well, but they're really great with getting each other out. That's why a bunch of them got like limited. The Clear Wings are insane. So obviously, if you use actually, so it's like that. So the lower Clear Wings, it's based on how many levels, or even if your opponent's creatures have any levels. But the higher level Clear Wings, it doesn't even matter. Just any monster effect in general, just basically just locks out any monsters on your opponent's field, so that you have to just like clearly just try to destroy them with card effects. I definitely put that in sweet because if you can manage to like somehow maintain their spells and traps from taking your Clear Wings out, their monsters basically can't do anything against you.
I'll put in Rouser because I think they had like two more boss monsters. Like there's one with like a rider one and like a speedboy rider synchro. That's a few that you can synchro with clearing. And there's like a higher version of clearing that I don't know about yet, but I feel like it has a lot of power potential. And I haven't used those bosses yet, but I feel like those bosses could make it up to Wowza.
Um, Clearings are pretty fucking dope. I think I use. I don't know if you would count it, but I use Supreme King Clearwing in my Zark deck. Just remember that one? It's like whenever like it summons, it destroys all your guys' monsters, and then
Yeah.
whoever it attacks, they does like they can destroy it and does the damage to you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like it would count.
and then I've seen like the actual Clearwing one that I debated on putting in my deck. They go crazy. I'm gonna put them in fucking Mazda.
All right. So this deck is called the Burning Abyss deck. They're basically used to keep milling themselves, but their effects when milled and as used as Xyz materials are insane. Burning Abyss has gone first place in a shit ton of tournaments, especially back then. They're at rank 3, which is the picture right there. He's really good with, milling, getting more stuff, because when they're milled too, they even special summon themselves, so it's just good link and Xyz materials. And then they have a rank 6, I think it was, Beatrice. She got like banned for a while, but she could just basically bring out anything that you want.
Yeah.
So I'd honestly put this in Wowza.
I'll put in Wowza too. Like I hate dueling against it because it's just so fucking irritating. But their power, their milling ability, all that is just like God Wowza tier for me. So I'll just put that in Wowza because of that.
Never played it.
What, mom? Okay. Be right back, guys. I gotta check the mail from mom.
He's really loud.
Alright, let's speed run this with Double Wheel then. Mark, what's the next card?
No clue. Looks like a DDD.
Oh, I fucking love DDBs. This better be a DDB. I remember running DDDs back in my day. The DDD.
You gave me Purple King Armageddon.
Did I?
It is a
You gave me
DDD.
King Diaz Michinek. The DDD. Yeah, I want to go first on this one.
Yeah.
DDDs are so fucking cool. Those spells and traps scare people away. You know, like the ones that are like, oh, every standby pay like 1,000 and shit.
Yeah.
It scares people away, but trust me, it's so fucking good. And there's even like support cards where it will like take those effects and do it towards your opponent instead, or you'll gain that much instead, or you can just send it back to your hand. Those things help too. They're really good, and they easily get each other out really fucking quick to just swarm you. And I feel like that's all they can really do is like swarm you, and they have like little cool effects to like stop you from doing bullshit too, like negating and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put it in on top of sweet. I don't think it deserves the Wowza in terms of like craziness, but it is definitely sweet.
Oh, I put it in Wowza. So they're like really underrated, and they've actually gone really top places in a bunch of tournaments before. Because it's insanely complicated how to pull off a bunch of their combos. Like people have like that's why people a lot of times quit on that. But if you could do that off, you get a lot of the cards will just like negate all your opponent's cards, make you gain a shit ton of life, even make your opponent lose a ton of life. The boss monsters can pull off insane shit. So I put it in Wowza.
All right.
Which one are we talking about?
Damn, he came back quick.
I thought the mail was like at 7-Eleven.
No, my mom's mail.
Yeah.
Did you already get it, or
She has her stuff sent here because she doesn't use Amazon. She uses like eBay and shit.
that doesn't make sense? So just outside the door, or what?
No, the mailboxes. They're in our mailboxes.
Okay.
So which other type are we talking about?
These nuts.
Which tier did you put them in?
So far I had said on top of sweet, and then Mark said Wowza.
Yeah, triple D's are actually pretty amazing.
He
If you
said
like,
triple D. Fucking done this guy, Mark.
if you can get past the like contracts with the life reduction and just negate all that, then you'll have a sweet time on dominating your opponent. So I'll say sweet.
Oh. What is that thing?
Oh, mutants.
I can't fucking talk. These are mutants. They may not look like it at first, but they're kind of like level up of cards in a way. When you bring out more of the boss monsters, especially the fusions, they just end up negating everything your opponent does. I put it in sweet though. I haven't seen a lot of people play this.
I'll play in sweet too. I also one point in time I wanted to make a deck on it for Master Duel, but then I gave up on that because I found some more interesting things.
Like
Dream Mirror. I decided to try to make Dream Mirror instead of that.
so you guys said sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
Okay. Next one. I think I know this deck, but
Noble
you guys-
Knights.
Yeah, that's just fucking pretty booty. They were good, but they're booty now.
Honestly, I'd put this in sweet too. They're not actually no. I'd put this in Wowza. They honestly are the way more stronger. I mean, they were way stronger. They were back then. Obviously, the power curve has gone up a lot, but all their effect equip cards had like you keep stacking them on each other. Like it'll just turn on a bunch of the noble knights, make them way stronger. But the main part of the deck is to use those equip cards onto their links and their boss monsters to basically make them like insanely powerful, especially like their link that ended up getting banned. But yeah, actually no. At the same time, no one really used that deck because they really just hard only use the link in like 3 of the equip spells. So never mind. I put it in sweet.
I'll play sweet too, but didn't they get like more support like the Infernoble Knights as well? They didn't get like recently a lot more support. Mark? Because remember, right, on Master Duel they came up with like more cards for them.
Where do you
and
rank
I think
it?
I'll rank it probably like sweet still. I'm going for like the ban me.
Go.
So
You said
Hey, we have nothing against equality this
I
time.
say the booty and shit. So, Will, why the fuck are you bringing that up randomly? What do you want? You want to kiss ass? You want me to kiss your ass? You want me to kiss your ass? What do you want? What do you want?
I didn't say anything.
Damn, annoying as hell. Good, Mike.
What?
Where's it gonna go?
Sweet.
Okay,
Now,
all the way at the bottom because I fucking hate him.
the Raid Raptors I'd put in Wowza. They got like really recently new support that makes their Ultimate Falcon look obsolete. These cards are like one of the main definitions of ramp. They keep going, leveling up more and more with their higher ranks, especially all their shit ton of rank up cards. I like they can make it where those things. I've seen it where they even do OTKs to destroy your opponent's cards, and then they can swing in like 3 times with like one huge monster. So I put it in Wowza.
Same here. I'll put in the amount of combos they could do. This is how much power they can give with the archetype. I just put in all in Malza.
I'm just gonna put it in sweet. It goes crazy honestly with the how fucking good they summon each other, and they're mainly XCs, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I remember right then. Yeah, they're not all that, but they're pretty cool. I remember Mark using them, and I played them before.
This deck is Notoria. Notoria is kind of dog shit. The cool thing about Notoria is it's 3 main cards. We got Notoria Bamboo Shoots, which basically, if you manage to summon it out, your opponents cannot cast spell or traps at all. That is very broken, but people don't really like Notorias that much because they're kind of shit. So if you want to run that in any other deck, you kind of need more Notorias because it needs to be attributed by Notoria cards. Um, the other cards, the synchros, like Beast and then Barkion. Beast is by far the best one. Like because Barkion does it just basically negates traps, while Beast negates spells, and obviously spells are way better than traps. So the archetype in general, even though those cards are really good, I put it in whack at hell.
Same here. I'll put them in Rockin' Cell because, like I said, I don't see a lot of people use them. Like maybe just singles once or twice, but other than that, nothing. Rockin'
Yeah,
Cell.
they use that fucking cat, bear, tiger looking green synchro.
hmm
The one that does that like random ship spells. But yeah, other than that, they're fucking whack as hell.
I remember, I remember this deck. I just forgot the name.
Vanquish.
Alright, let's see
Vanquish
what it's
Soul.
like.
Vanquish Soul. I absolutely hate it. It's fucking annoying. I thought it was kind of at
Yep.
first, but it basically matters with columns. Funny enough, I just put it in Wowza because if it could pop off, it basically just says no.
Me, I'm gonna have to discard you there, Mark. I say it's in Valzo or Sweet because it actually is based on attributes instead of columns,
Okay, but I
depending on
said
what attributes
Wowza.
you have in your hand. And it depends what attributes you have in your hand and how many of them are in your hand, and then that activates the Caesar's ability. And I just feel like it's in Sweet or Valzo because they can really pop off if you have the right attributes in the hand.
Never played them before.
I vote for Valza or at least Sweet.
I'm at the bottom of the list, and then
I don't know what
uh,
this one is at all.
I have
A Dino Mist. That's Dino Mist. Pendulum.
My Will was wrong. It's actually Dynamis Rexart, not Dynamis Pendulum. I think I've used
Dynomis,
Dynamis.
or honestly, I thought it was Dynomorphia or whatever the fuck it's called. That archetype is actually insanely powerful. Dynomis is definitely an deck because while you can get out your Dynamis cards quickly, they just don't really have enough like power to just basically run over your opponent or just like really much anything. Honestly, all they're good is some of their traps and just bringing out a lot of them.
I say and too, even though I love the archetype and everything about them. Mark is right. They didn't have a lot of stuff going for them, so I'll put them in eh.
And never used them, so What's next one?
This is Destiny Heroes. So I love Elemental Heroes. I love Destiny Heroes. I love all the heroes. That card right there, Destiny Hero Destroyer, whatever the bitch has, is one of the most annoying cards in the game. Just like Dark Magician, Dark Dragoon, whatever the fuck. That card alone would easily make it in Wowza, but we're talking about the deck here, and just like the Elemental Hero deck, they are versatile, but sometimes they're hard to keep ramping off of each other. I'd put it in eh.
Yeah, for that card alone, it'll be in Wowza, but like they're good. They have a lot of other good fusions, but they're very slow to get off for me. So I put them at eh.
I'll put them in that too. Their fusions are pretty cool, but other than that, but compared to elementals, yeah, they're bad. They're bad, 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 bad. Isn't there like three of them? There's like elemental, destiny, and then there's like dark lord or some shit.
Evil.
Evil heroes, yeah. But they don't have their own archetype, huh? That's like nearly mixed in.
They only have a few cards.
Yeah. Next one.
I
Yeah,
have
those
no,
are Vision Heroes too.
I have no clue what that is.
Me neither.
All right, time for the old Google search. So, right click, search. Ice Jade.
Ice Shade, wow.
Never heard of that.
Ice Shades are pretty stupid. They literally have nothing much. I guess they're kinda new, but they're pretty meh. I like
your
one of
son.
the. I put it in whack a hell. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll put them at eh.
I never use them, but I'm just gonna say that they're whack a hell. That looks like. I was gonna say one, but I'm not gonna.
Pinky Gears.
This
I was about to say I wasn't gonna make myself look stupid, and then when one of the screams and Mike started talking, but I was just gonna say ancient gear, but they looked weird to me.
So I absolutely love Ancient Gears, and is having new support coming, or it's out already. The support cards are pretty fine. Here's the thing: if your opponent's not ready for it, or they just don't have the right stuff to answer, you can pretty much OTK your opponents with Ancient Gears, especially with the new cards Chaos, Ancient Gear, Giants, because they pretty much are unaffected by mostly anything. And then when they're fighting, they're unaffected by everything. Um, yeah, it runs into problems of if you take out if you're like in the middle of your combo and and your opponent responds and takes out a piece. Most of the time, that's pretty much it. But sometimes you can still keep going, and other times the deck goes pretty damn wild. Just because I have bias, I'm putting it in Wowza.
I'll put them in Wowza for their brute strength and their like comboing pieces. So they're Wowza for me.
They're pretty well as to me too. They could get out so fucking easy, and the fact that when they attack, they just shut you down. Your opponent goes crazy. And I think there was one of them with like 1,200 attack. When it's destroyed, it could just summon any ancient gear. That one's fucking crazy.
Oh, Howitzer.
All right, so I don't know
These
what is this one.
are the penguins. In a way,
The Madagascar.
they're kind of like aliens. Both are actually pretty fun archetypes, but they severely lack in basically everything. So I honestly would even feel like penguins are worse. So I'm gonna put them in whack a hell.
I never used them, so I'll put them in never used.
I never used them before, so straight to the bottom of whack a hell. All right.
This
Kobe, I feel like you should be this one, Kobe.
I never really bothered to use him. I was the Doom King type of person. He never looked like he was gonna fit into my deck at all. So if anything, I ran one copy of him, but he never made it onto my field.
as
But as a whole, like zombie archetype kind of thing I'm gonna put it in a Wowza because of of just how fucking well they all work together, especially with like that Umi zombie and then the zombie world and shit. That goes crazy.
Yeah, this Elder deck
But
definitely Wowza. I fucking hate it. But yeah, they have cards that just be like, oh, bring anything you out want any level straight from your deck to the field. And I'm just like, okay, that makes sense. They have stuff to just keep negating and destroying your opponents, even when you actually destroy those cards. It's just so annoying. So yeah, wowza.
I
what
put
are
him
you
in Rousey
doing,
too. They're annoying to go against.
Will?
Yeah,
Stop digging in your drawers.
I'm trying to find something to seal something. But no, they're Rousey for me.
Okay,
Is that
these are
Heretic
shut up.
Flash?
He's
Fucking
actually, I'm
Will, I'm
actually losing my
annoying.
mind now.
I know that's why I had it this whole fucking time. The guy can't shut up.
These are Exo Sisters. They don't. They're one of those decks that look like they're just pretty shit, and they're just mostly for the cringy ass weebs. You know, like oh, anime ladies, because all their entire archetype is just anime ladies. But these cards actually, I still don't know how, but they actually kind of pop off with each other, and their boss monsters. Funny enough, it just end up stopping you from doing a lot of stuff, and it keep doing multiple attacks. I put it in sweet.
Same here. I put him in Sweet. I heard a lot about him, but just not enough to want to make a deck out of them. But they're
I don't fucking even know. So I'm just gonna shove it in sweet.
freaking sweet.
All right. The next one is Thunder Dragons, and holy shit, especially back then too, they were like one of the peak decks ever, with Colossus and Titan being like banned and limited for a long time. Because those cards basically make it where you can't search your deck for anything. Anything you have on the field is just wiped out. And if you try to destroy their stuff, they just keep banishing stuff from their graveyard to keep them on the field. That's a definite wowza.
Rouser for me too. I wanted. I'm gonna get against a deck like that in Master Duel, and I got my ass completely wiped out by them. I think it was by their boss. So they're Rouser for me because of power.
I never used them before. So was it?
Yeah.
Or that? Alright,
These are
these ones look
battling
familiar.
boxers.
There you go. Shit, they're
So
really bad. They were good at one point, and now they're just trash. They cannot keep up with anything.
they did come up with support recently. I like battling boxers, but I agree they're just not close to the topper tier cards, especially their boss monsters aren't really anything to write home about. So I'm gonna put in eh.
I'll put them in
Yeah.
Ed too. Just like not really special in my opinion.
I was gonna say whack a hell. What is this?
This is the Fallen of Albaz branded deck, and I absolutely fucking hate this. It's just a weeb's fever dream, especially when the Yu-Gi-Oh Chronicles just released. It's just the definition of that they're the a weeb's harem fantasy isekai type shit, you know. But other than that, though, because that's in terms of lore. But other than that, the deck itself, it's one of those decks where it's like, I play this card, I can play anything from my deck, and then allows me to do anything from my extra deck, and then I destroy your field. That's literally what they do. That's easily Wowza. I hate them though.
I say same with Mark. They're Rouser. They have a lot of stuff where they can just fuck you over,
I'm done.
and I fucking hate them to bits. I wish they would just die.
Mike, was it
Rouser.
done? Was it done? Mike wasn't done. Frogs.
Frogs are underrated. So, actually, no. The deck itself is pretty shit, but they're actually really good with. It's like a mix. It's shit, but it's good with keep getting a shit ton of frogs on the field. Their one and only good card is that XCs. That basically makes it where if you want to, your opponent wants to activate anything or a thing that just spells and traps, you can negate it and put it on your side of the field, which you can activate that for yourself. But that's the only good card that they have. I put it in for all of it.
I put it as rack as hell. Never really got the chance to use him. and just like garbage in my opinion.
Chance to use them, bring them as whack as hell.
Yeah, because they're just pretty much all used besides that
Alright,
one card that
next
steals your stuff.
one. What are these people?
These are the G golems.
Actually, it's an ArcStation fossil series of Dark Orbit.
I'm gonna fucking stab.
Transformers Club type.
Wait,
Alright.
what?
I don't know what Mark said, but we're gonna go with that.
So the G golems, they don't have much on them right now. They only have a few cards here and there, and in all honesty, they're pretty shit. They're only good with supporting any like Earth decks because they're really good at recurring them out. Other than that, it's really nothing. I'm gonna put it in whack a hell.
Same here. I think if they have more archetype stuff, like put more in archetype, they could be a good archetype. But until then, whack as hell.
So I guess they're whack as hell. Next one.
This is Crusadia, and it was another one of those old decks back then that was actually really crazy. Because just they could do OTKs basically. They could grab one of their if they do the combo long enough, they can make their card like over 5,600. They're only really good though for doing that, for just comboing into that one combo. Everything else is pretty trash. So I just put it in sweet.
I put them in sweet as well.
I don't know. This is FA.
Yep, that's FA. FAs are really, really cool and really fun. I love the whole racing aspect, but it's such a drag to deal with if you want to handle counting everything. If you want to put a shit ton of counters on a bunch of stuff, keeping track of all of that. But if you're able to do that, a lot of the effects when the monsters get over level 7 or higher, they basically stop your opponent from doing mostly anything. Especially with the synchros, just negating your opponent's stuff, making your stuff indestructible, all that. I put it in sweet.
I'll put it in a Mausa because all that plus, if you do the right combination of having like these field spells, I think in exile or graveyard, that's a good win condition right there. If you could pop it off. So Wowza for me. Wowza because they also have a good win condition if you could pull it off.
My God, why do you just like spit my? They're wowza, especially if you're just playing them like on like the digital versions of Yu-Gi-Oh, and you don't have to worry about like all that crazy bunker shit. Then yeah, like I think it was the star that can negate shit by just removing a counter from him. That was cool as fuck.
Yeah, Dawn Dragstar.
Yeah, don't drag star.
Cold or warm?
Cool.
I don't know what that card is.
Alright. Oh, okay. Switch image with Google. God damn. How old is she?
Is that Dynamorphia?
Mechanical. The fuck is a mechanical deck?
Oh no, is it that one? Let me check real quick. Oh no, it's that deck. I hate them.
God,
So
no,
Kobe, they're basically
deck.
shut up. So they're basically an anime version of Time Lords. They basically make it where they can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and you'll take any damage with them. And the main setup of their things is they have a bunch of actually no, they can't. So the creatures themselves can't be destroyed by battle. Jesus Christ. And your opponents take no damage from their attacks. So the main set off is they have a bunch of equip spells. You add those equip spells to the monsters, and it makes them unable to be destroyed by card effects at all too. So it's basically upgraded Time Lords, where you just slam them into your opponent a shit ton of times, especially their monsters, and your opponent takes like so much damage. I easily put that in sweet.
I'll put them in Wowza because of how much damage they could do, and it's fucking annoying. But I'll also put it in sweet because if you could get rid of their crit spells just like that, then they're useless. So sweet.
Oh, it's probably. Can you hear any out of both your ears? Okay, then it's not in your ear. I never used these things before, but I got a mix of sweet and eh.
Yeah, they're good.
I would just mark them that.
This deck is the knights, like Joker's Knight, King's Knight, Queen's Knight, all that stuff. They're pretty fine. I do like all the new supports, like some that basically brings them all out super easy, like with Joker's Wild. But I mean, Arcana Joker, I think it's Arcana Joker, Extra Joker, their Link Monster and then their Fusion Monster are pretty meh to like be like end pieces. So I just put this whole thing in eh.
I agree with Mark there. I have nothing to comment on it. Just put it in eh.
Next.
I don't know what this is.
I mean,
Light Sword, maybe?
light
No.
swords are fucking duty if it is. I am interested in that fucking mechanical deck
It's
because you said it's kind of like Time Lords. Man, Nandrium.
oh.
Never heard of this shit in my life.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Never even heard of them either. So I guess we're going to the bottom, huh?
Okay, let me see. Yeah, wow. This is basically like, oh, okay, I get it. So it's a next to nothing archetype in general. They just basically use, I've seen it, like Mananandium Prime Heart, and then that one's Triscuda. They're basically only used in other decks. So if you do want to rank it, I just put it in like a hell, just for the because again, we're basing on the archetype alone, like as its own deck, not like putting it in other shits.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Why does that look familiar though?
Yeah, it does.
It's not a photon. It's something else.
Mathemech.
That's Mathmech.
Mathmech. Well, how are you gonna fucking say it as soon as it pops up on the thing? You're like Mathmech. Like
So-
you just seen it.
Mathmex I'd put in Wowza because their boss monsters are unaffected by everything. They can make it where your opponents basically lose all their attacks or even all their cards are destroyed, and you could like double and triple your attack. And then there's cards that make you attack twice, deal double damage. It's an insane thing. Even some of the new cards, or I think one of the new cards like Circular, I think that's Circular, like got banned. I'd easily put in Wowza.
Yeah, I'll put them in Wowza too. Every time I do it against them, they had a bunch of combos. They kept swarming my ass and just killing me. They're definitely in Wowza.
Never even heard of them.
Dragon Nudie?
Dragon
looks like me.
Let me see.
Ice.
No.
Necros.
Necros.
Now say it slow.
So Necros are actually really good. They're actually one of the best decks, like way earlier when they came out, especially because of their boss monsters. Some of the rituals are pretty good too. Just in terms of that, they did fall off over time, you know, just with everything. But if we're gonna talk about like prime Necros, that's easily a Wowza.
I don't know them that much, but I've seen gameplay of them, and I'll put them in Wowza for the gameplay.
I'm going to put them in Wowza. Next ones, they look like little red monsters.
I have no clue.
The hell? What is that?
So you guys really don't know? Come on, you guys
No, I
never
don't
heard
know.
Of, you guys never heard of Neuromeliaria?
What the fuck is this?
The fuck type of shit is this?
Neuromelias.
Let me
That is
see.
a good question. Let's finish
They're
this up
candy deck. It's a candy deck.
together.
It's a candy horror deck. This looks stupid. This looks absolutely fucking retarded. I'm easily putting that in Whack-a-Hell. Also, I don't care if I use retarded. Cry about it.
Yeah, fuck the special ed kids.
Jesus, we have one we're talking to right now.
True.
What?
See, he's
No,
already
we're-
eating his
we're
special
looking-
pills.
We're looking at
Hey,
a deck
what?
together. Shut up. We're looking at a deck together. So Nemelaria, shit. Um, Oh look, Eater a Million. That's a good fucking card.
Oh, I love that card, man.
Oh,
God tier
Yuka
for
has
that
this
card.
one. But yeah, I've never seen these people. They look straight up like ice cream and candy.
Makes me hungry.
And it doesn't look like they have their own
Nope.
for sure extra deck. Yeah. But dude, super dreadnoughts. If we see those are fucking awesome.
So we agree to put this in rack as hell?
Yeah. What is this one?
Chronomy. It's a number 5 number from Zexal. I think that's Atlas, isn't it?
No! You fucking
Damn.
dumbass. Trying to talk over
Damn.
me. I go first. I go first. I always say it. I don't know why you keep doing this. This is like your 5th time interrupting. If you want to be first, do you want to be first?
I put in my input date. Calm down, baby.
Do you want to be first?
No,
Damn,
I
you guys
put
telling
in
me
my
to go deep
input.
for real. He's
If you
like,
don't want to
calm
be
down,
first,
baby.
shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's it. There. So now since I'm first, yes, it's Chronomalies. They are pretty much eh. It's funny how they got some new support, but even their end game monsters are pretty shit, and especially in today's terms, I put it in eh.
I put in A as well.
I never even heard of them, so I guess they're going to. This one looks like fucking those little fossils.
Isn't that
Yeah, it's called.
Paleozoic?
Okay, Will's going first.
Go ahead, Will.
Is that archetype called Paleozoic or some shit like that? Or just focus on traps? I think it is, but if that's the case, then I'll put it on A. I really don't care about it.
Okay, let them up and done talking. So this is a Paleozoic deck. It basically runs on trap monsters, and the trap cards themselves are actually really powerful, but those traps are usually mostly used in other decks. Like they have trap cards where they'll banish your opponent's cards on the field. The Link monster is pretty meh. The whole archetype's pretty garbage, and the trap cards are just used for everything else. So I'd honestly put in whack a hell.
Um, so whack as hell then. What did Will say?
I put in meh.
Oh, what is that thingy? No,
No.
Marky.
Nope.
All right, let's see. Psychic. That is actually called Psychic and Punisher. But have you guys used psychics before?
No.
Damn, that took forever. What the fuck are you guys not talking for?
Because he's going first now. I'm just waiting for him
Now
to
you
do his
going
input.
first, bitch.
But I asked a question, no one answered it.
Yeah. So Will, where would you put this?
I mean, you go first. I realized my mistake.
You were the best.
No, go first.
No, you go first. I realized my mistake.
Well, I can do this whole video. I guess I'm gonna go first. Psychics are pretty cool. I've used psychics probably just once, and their summoning is kind of weird from what I've seen, but they're like links and shit. I've seen people use them outside of psychics. I'm gonna put them in meh though, because I don't really know much about them. I'm sure they're good if I gave them a chance. All right, who's next? Come on, Will, just say it. Come on, tell me, pussy.
Psychics, we don't have that much experience with, so I'll just put them in A.
Psychics are a fun. Psychics are a fun anime deck. Definitely not anything to do like any of the top tier ones. But the funny thing is just like with a lot of the archetypes, some psychic cards like Emergency Teleport and the Psychic Wheeler, Punisher, all that fuckers, they're really, really powerful for negating and banishing stuff and bringing out powerful cards from the deck. But if we're just talking about the archetype in general, it's definitely an eh.
Client and all right. These look like red eyes.
It is.
I think Will was the first to use red eyes, which like as a whole ass deck. So Will, you can go first.
For Red Eyes, I started using my Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, and then everything else, I just kind of followed in. They're a good archetype by themselves, but with like some support and stuff, they can really pop off. Or just judging by archetype alone, I put in Sweet because like old seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Freaking
Red Eyes are kind of garbage. They're way worse than Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes has so much more support and power into it. Red Eyes it just got left in the dust. It's easily an teetering on whack-a hell.
red eyes are they're pretty cool, but they could get smacked by fucking blue eyes and odd eyes. Wow, these make you look cool.
These are the elemental heroes.
But is it? Shit.
Yeah,
Alright, Will, you can go first. I'm
I don't
gonna
know
start
anything
saying
about
who
them.
will
I'll
go
go
first.
first.
Alright, Will's gonna say that. Will's gonna say never use then. Right, go ahead.
they are actually sweet because they're out of all the hero types, they're definitely the ones that ramp up the most. And they have so much versatility with their cards, especially their bosses, and especially the newest ones.
Facts.
Um, Definitely sweet, honestly.
Put it under sheet too, honestly. They're pretty cool. I like the fusions for them. And then I like how the spell cards spell out hero. I'm not sure what happens if you have all the hero on the field, but I know in Destiny there use like a card that like when you have all the letters on the field, you instantly win.
Yeah, that's the Destiny board.
Oh
So
yeah,
what you're
yeah,
talking
definitely
about
sweet.
is using on the hero cards. You after using HERO, you then use a card called Hero Flash, which you banish, the HERO from your graveyard to special summon one Elemental Hero normal monster from your deck, and then all Elemental Hero normal monsters you control can attack your opponent directly.
That goes crazy. They have a lot of attack too by themselves.
Yeah.
The fusions, yeah.
This is the Ghost Trick archetype. They're always powerful when flipped face down defense, and they always end up either attacking your opponent directly and just switching your opponent's creatures to defense mode. It's annoying. I put it in sweet.
I'll put in Sweet too.
Pretty
It is
cool.
annoying.
Okay. Next,
I have zero clue.
zero.
Are you gonna see real quick? Yeah, I have no clue what that is.
Okay, hopefully Google can look at that tiny image. And it is a Rika Sun.
Wait, are these the Rikas?
Yes, I just said that.
Huh.
I thought you were gonna like go off about them. You just,
Oh, I
hmm.
did the solo mode for them because I believe they didn't have a Master Duel. And not really my cup of tea. I feel like they have a lot of potential as an archetype. But for me, not really interested in them. I put them in eh.
Whack a hell! That's all I put.
Wick as hell.
Yeah.
I agree because they're not good enough to be known. What is this one? These look like beasts.
Isn't
Thyran.
that the honest guy or
King
whatever his name is?
Thyran.
Zyron?
Regulus.
Yeah, never heard of them.
Holy
Pop out.
shit, this deck is a wowza, dude. They mostly suck the dick out of Theron King Regulus so much. He basically turns the deck into overdrive. Much else about the deck is just pretty mid, to be honest. But it basically just focuses on getting him out, and he could just do a lot and just keep saving himself. I'll put in Wowza.
Wowza.
Right, guess they're going to Wowza because I've never heard of them. Next one.
Gorgonox, I think that's what they're called.
Gorgonauts.
The astronauts?
Um, Is that them? No, I don't think it's that. It's a reptile deck. I know it, but I don't know it, so you're gonna have to search it up, baby.
They said they were Gorgonauts.
I said search it up.
God damn it, right.
I know it's a reptile deck. I'm just gonna put.
Goderic.
Yeah, I'm putting
Orchidric.
it. I'm putting an eh. They're kind of used for banishing your opponent's stuff and bringing and yeah, just milling themselves as well.
I put him in eh.
The S has spoken.
What?
Hurry the fuck up.
No, I was looking at it. It's pretty cool, Mike. Let me look at it too, man.
Can you go down? How much do we have
I'm
left?
not a female. It's a long ass list, huh? We can cut it in half if you want.
Check. How long's the other one?
Oh, the other one was gonna be a different day thing, cause
Oh, that's good.
Oh my god.
I actually know a lot more of the decks on here than I did on the other one.
Okay, well, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do this next day. This is gonna be a part 2-er. So let's hurry up and get to the other one, and let's start speeding this shit up.
Alright, speed it up, guys.
Wong 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 wong. That's
Come on.
I know what it is. I just forgot the name. They're kind of annoying though because they just bring each other out a bunch of times. They're mostly for ramping. I'm gonna put it in sweet. I forgot the names, but putting it in sweet.
Alright, we're not gonna waste time. Mark said this week.
Black Wings.
Oh, what is this? Black
Wings.
Oh yeah, beautiful. Wow,
Black Wings. I absolutely love them. Black Wings. Black Wings are just because of bias. Black Wings are going in Wowza. They literally can just bring out anything they want and just start fucking up your opponent's board. If your opponent has enough counters, then obviously you can shut them down. But if they don't, it just keeps going and going.
Amazing.
We're putting it in Wowza. I don't know where the amazing tab is. What is
I
that?
didn't think about it at the time.
That's Dogmatica. Dogmatica is one of the newer, and it's a really good deck. I don't really care for it. It has a boss monster called like Genesis. I'm gonna check that up, but basically, what that deck is, it starts negating your opponent's stuff because of course every deck has to negate 50 billion things, and that Genesis, that it's like 2 pillars, is basically the main boss monster. Oh, they also have like Ritual, dude. The Ritual is badass. It makes itself like gigantic and basically indestructible for mostly everything. So I honestly put it in sweet, teetering on Wowza.
I'll put it in Wowza because I only know it from the ritual.
Next.
I don't know what that is. Just never used. We're not even gonna search them up anymore.
Never used. What's next?
That's Smyorg. That's Smyorg something. It's an eh. It was mostly used just to ramp up with Flower and D's decks.
Whack as hell.
Yeah, well, you're gonna give him a chance. I just waited for like a killer. What is that?
That's Perfilies. They're cute, but they're actually strong as fuck. The cards they have spells and traps just to basically bring out anything that they want from the extra deck. I'd honestly put it in sweet.
Sweet.
Okay, next one.
No clue. Never used.
Never used.
Stardust
Very.
Dragons. Love Stardust Dragons so much. Stardust Archetype, especially used with Synchrons. It's kind of annoying because it's kind of a drag to use, in all honesty. Like, it's actually really good because it has a lot of protecting yourself type stuff. But if you don't get out the right pieces, it's just going to fall on its ass. So I put in eh.
I put it on sweet.
Top of man. Next.
Numerons, wowza.
Oh,
If your
yeah.
opponent can't fucking deal with it, especially turn 1, it can easily OTK your opponent with their cards. And then if your opponent starts answering the cards, this is really tricky to do, but if you pull it off to get Numeronius and then Numeronius Numeronia, you just basically win the fucking game, man.
I never even seen them before, but yeah. Oh wait, actually I have seen them. Oh wait, I've seen you use the deck plenty of times. Yeah, they're fucking badass, dude.
E.
Those are the ones that like you could use 1, 2, 3, like I forgot what it was, like 101, 102 or some bullshit, but like they basically banish each other, and then they come back to strong.
They're the gates numbers 1 through 4. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. All right, we're gonna put it in Wowza.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
the hell is that? Oh, those
Sil-
familiar.
they're called Sylvans. They're from They're from Vrains. I haven't really got used to them that much, but funny enough, they're kind of like trash. I put in Waka Hill.
Oh,
Whack.
all right. This fucking Prince Zuko looking at dude.
That's definitely a ninja if I think so. If it's ninjas, I'm gonna put them in. I'm honestly put them in sweet. I would have said that they're dog shit like a long time ago, but they've gotten so much support to just
Yeah, they're a
basically,
link.
yeah, basically do whatever they want and put everything onto the field face down, and then fuck with your opponent's stuff.
Sweet.
Okay, sweet it is. Next, that looks familiar.
Those are called magic keys. The magic key deck is pretty. I don't give a shit at all. I just put it in Waka Hill.
Whack.
I heard they were pretty sweet, but yeah, we'll put it in Wacky Cell then. Oh, whoops. Goblin.
They're called
Up the part things.
the Plunder Patrol. I'd put them in Waka Hill too. They look fun. They have some fun cards, but they're definitely one of the weakest archetypes.
Do
Whack
they
as hell.
use do they use Secret Barrel and shit or no?
No, they just
Oh.
mostly use their ships, XCs, and synchros. What the fuck is that?
That is for never seen.
Yeah.
Those are
This
Sam guy.
time thieves. They're
Yeah, yeah.
way more stronger than I gave them credit for, especially with all the new archetypes. Because back then you just had time thief redoer. He was just a fun generic card. Now the deck is basically, you want to do something? No, I take. I'm so fun. I put it in sweet because it is powerful.
So they need a magic. Fun. Sweet.
Next one.
Those are Drytrons, easily wowza. They're one of the best decks ever because they just kept negating everything your opponent would fucking do with Herald of Perfect Ultimatums. And then their Super Boss Ritual Monster, it's just insanely powerful.
Wowza. I've been wanting to make a deck out of them too, so ultimately Wowza for me.
Alright, next one.
I forgot the name of this little fucker.
Fire
But
Brigade?
it's a yeah, there you go. Tri Brigade. They're a bunch of furries basically. It's annoying as fuck, but like I'd say like a year ago, maybe two, they're definitely one of the best decks because they can just keep ramping off each other, and then their boss monsters, which is basically just just destroy a bunch of your cards. So I'm gonna put that in. I'll put that in Wowza too.
Wowza.
Never heard of them. Damn, I don't really
So
know any of these.
this deck is called Ruinix. The thing about this deck is really fucking broken, but that's because most of the cards are just versatile as hell, so they're used in a bunch of other decks. Basically, makes it where you can grab anything you want from your deck to the hand or automatically play it, and just you keep recycling those cards back to your hand and deck to keep doing more of that. I put that in put that in sweet, honestly.
Frickin' sweet.
Sweet. Alright, next.
Well, annoying.
Uh,
I don't know what that is. Anime garbage.
Don't know what it is.
Alright.
I forgot the name. Zodiacs. Zodiacs are powerful, powerful, powerful. But obviously, this we're talking about back then. Now it's pretty much eh. But back then, they're like one of the best decks ever. It's just basically annoying overall. I just put it in Wowza.
Mike, you
Wowza.
have not seen the new fucking the new shit, huh? Like they go fucking crazy. I've seen someone do like a really long combo with Zodiacs and they were fucking overpowered using
Yeah,
that one like Link 4 Zodiac.
you can just tell they're smelly as fuck in real life, and they're yeah.
Hell yeah.
So this is Trap Tricks. You wouldn't I think this would be underrated at first. I mean, if your opponents would just keep destroying their back row or negating traps in general or unaffected by traps, then Trap Tricks is shut down completely. But if you don't, Trap Tricks can just keep like just destroying all your stuff that you try to do. I put it in sweet.
Sweet.
Right, sweet it is.
I'm pretty sure this is Dynamorphia.
Wait, did I just put something else in sweet?
No,
Okay.
isn't that Dynamorphia?
I think it is. I recognize the art.
for
Alright, let's
Dynamo.
just talk about Dynamo for you. I'll switch it up real quick.
Yeah, because if it is,
Yeah.
okay, Dynamorphia is easily sweet teetering on Wowza. It may not look like it at first, but basically, if you have low life points, your opponents cannot do anything.
Damn.
Yeah, I put on sweet.
That sounds pretty sweet. Whoa.
This is Kashtira's, and I have a lot of knowledge of them. That card is banned, and I know why, because it just basically keeps saving itself, banishing shit, grabbing shit from your deck. Beautiful, beautiful. I put Kashtira's and Wowza insanely versatile in just about any deck, and then it'll just keep banishing anything your opponent has, even in their extra deck and their deck, while you get free monsters and free materials.
Well, that for me.
Yeah, definitely a Wowza. I remember seeing that card banned a long time ago. I used to have it.
I think this deck's called Baratics. They basically ran like how in 5Ds with the dark signers, they ran with like those weird dark synchros where it's basically instead of like you're adding levels to the synchros, if you do like a level 4 and a level 2, you're minusing it, and you get a level 2 synchros. That's exactly what those do. It's pretty much though, because while that's a fun thing and some of the cards are good, it's nothing to write home about in my opinion. I put in
I'll put an ad too, but I do believe like their fusion could work with Ditrons.
Ditrons.
This
Yeah,
deck.
but I'll put it there.
This is the shark deck, and honestly, I put it in the sweet because the sharks are like one of the most versatile. Funny enough, the fish sharks waters are like one of the most versatile decks to put in anything, especially if you sync it up with other water cards. Because it'll just keep ramping just about anything you want out, and just to keep just basically use your entire extra deck if you need to. So I put it in sweet.
Sweet.
Okay, sweet it is. That guy looks familiar.
This is Rescue Ace. They're basically one of the newest archetypes, firefighters, and they're actually really broken. They keep getting stronger and stronger, and they would always save themselves. And some of their cards already got banned. I'd easily put it in sweet.
Well, was that for me?
Alright, so you see that green ass samurai in sweet? Apparently that is not a ninja, so you get to remove him because that card. Yeah, so you put him in never play because I've never seen that before then.
Yeah, me neither.
Really quick searching it up. It is fast food. What the fuck? Dodorio. What the fuck?
Okay,
Let's just click on this thing. And it is a dual avatar.
Oh, dual avatars!
I heard about
straight
them.
up dog shit. You can just move it to whack a hell.
Yeah.
Alright. Sorry, guy.
Yeah.
Enjoyed your time.
And then you can just move ninjas, the one currently to sweet, because we already talked about ninjas.
Oh, this is a ninja?
Yeah.
This looks cute as hell. We're not gonna put it in Wowza.
Okay.
Okay.
Cause you guys don't really know about them, huh?
No.
They're pretty fine. They're not as strong as Pearlies, but
Mephies?
yeah. They're just good for summoning themselves out and getting small ranks, but other than that, they're not as strong as Pearlies.
How come every time like I fucking finally find the word and I'm already hovering over it, Will just screams like if he fucking already knew what it was?
I know, it's like, oh, this is.
I know, like come on, Will. Like if it's either you know then or you just shut up.
So this is at Inixters. They're a little bit different than a Cyberses. They're really good with getting each other out, just like usual. Their boss monsters aren't really that strong, but at the first at Inister link, that one is actually pretty powerful. But in total, I just put it on
Alright, Mike, sushi deck. What is it like?
So if you play a sushi deck, you don't even deserve to. I can't finish that. You're just one sweaty little cunt, and I really hate this deck because it just basically can make your opponent's stuff get negated. You can attack twice or attack directly, and they always have a bunch of
Damn.
attack to keep recurring themselves very, very easily. I put it in sweet.
I put it in
This sounds
sweet.
confusing. Looks like he's thinking shit again.
Yeah, puppies, of course.
Or he's like running around his fucking room again.
This is
Sorry, living room.
I forgot their names, but they're pretty shit archetype. They're basically like the more boss monsters like Lynx are basically used very specifically. The ones that are used most is the dark and light and fire one because they could grab stuff from your opponent's graveyard to your field. Other than that, for the archetype itself, it's so weak. Whack a hell.
I can tell, and I think that they're charmers, by the way.
Yeah. So Orcus, I've had a lot to deal with. I've used it so much. It's an easy wowza, especially back then. It has so much of the cards banned. It could even lock out your opponent, keep negating stuff, make your shit basically indestructible. It has so much going for it. I loved it.
Have you guys noticed that a lot of decks are fucking up there?
What?
Machine decks are up there.
Yeah,
That's what they are, right? Machines?
most. So
The fuck is that thing?
this is
Wall?
yeah, it's the Waltz deck. It's really shit. You would think it would be like kind of interesting, but I'm not joking. It literally has next to nothing for it. It's whack a hell.
Booty cheeks.
That I have no clue what that is.
Me neither.
Okay. Next.
No clue.
No clue.
No
Those
clue.
are Salmon Greats.
I know what fucking Solomon Grade is. How dare you disrespect me like that?
Like a sister?
Will, fuck you. What the fuck?
Wait, that's
Why are you
weird.
doing that?
Because we just reviewed the Exo Sister, and it's an exact Exo Sister card.
A Magistus.
Okay, if it's Magnistus, I just still don't give a shit about it. I guess I could put it in eh.
Mythical beasts. I feel like that's what that one is.
Oh, this one. Oh, maybe Banished? Chain Beast, something?
Mythical, I think that's what it is.
Will, shut the fuck up for a second. Immortal Lord Servant.
Unchained!
Unchained! That's what it is.
I put Unchained.
Valkyrie.
I put Unchained in eh. They're only good with ramping up other stuff. I've never really seen them get that much play. That
Yeah,
is
I don't know
annoying
any
as
of these.
fuck. I don't remember the name. Oh, Sprite. I think that's Sprocket. Sprite or
I think
Sprocket.
that's right.
The Sprocket. Shoot. For Sprockets, I'd put it in teetering on sweet.
Eh.
What the hell is teetering? Listen?
What's teetering? That's a Fluffle. Fluffles, as much as I
Nice.
love them, I'd put them on because they actually
Put
do
me on
have a lot
sweet.
of good cards with them and can grow up really strong because a lot of their boss monsters are kind of cool. But they get easily taken out.
Sweet.
Virtual Worlds, another one of those like one of the very most powerful decks like a few years ago. I just don't really give a shit about them to really care, but I do know that they are really good. I'll put them in sweet.
Sweet.
Okay. Damn, dude, this is a big ass list.
It's gonna be more next time. Megaliths, they're another underrated deck because they can end up just negating your opponent's stuff, saving themselves, and make themselves really big to keep attacking. I put that. I put it in sweet.
I put it in sweet too.
Fuck you, Mike. Sweet.
Gothies are fucking annoying. They could sprinkle something on your turn. They could banish it. I put them on Wowza.
You've heard of this deck?
Yeah, Gothies. You know the space shits? The awkward that can sprinkle something on your turn? They're fucking annoying.
I've had no anything about them, so that's all you.
Yeah, as far as I remember, they could sprinkle something on your turn. They could banish some shits, and they're just fucking plain out annoying and fucking. But they are a good deck to play with. So I'll put in Wowza.
Damn, that whole thing, like, half of that could have just went without those words.
What's so
Alright.
fucking Wowza?
I'll put it in WoW. It's up to
This
you.
is
Do
Predaplants.
nothing.
Predaplants.
Oh, instantly Wowza. They're fucking crazy.
Facts.
Yeah.
They need more support, honestly,
Facts.
because they're getting they're starting to climb downward now.
Facts.
Watch this, fall downward.
Facts.
So yeah, they're fucking crazy.
Facts.
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 I forgot the names of this deck. It's like play something, blah blah blah. Fuck you. Um, basically, from what I can recall, it is a really good deck, but it's fallen off really hard. And even back then, it was just fine at most. I put it and
Eh.
teetering off a sweet.
I'm putting eh.
Mark, if you don't stop having a seizure, so sweet.
Yeah.
Eh.
All right. So
And these little bitches are called lichens, or I such of an L. I think they're a Ring Beast XC's base deck, and they're just fucking annoying whenever I had to go against them in a fucking tournament. I think it was a tournament with the foods. Mark, you know the Hungry Burger archetype. I think that was the tournament it was in, or some other tournament in Master Duel. But they're fucking annoying as fuck. So I'll put them in Bowser.
This is actually a Wowza too, because basically they are insanely fast at ramping, and then these cards that they bring out, like the Fusion XCs, makes it where your opponents can't destroy them at all, and they can just either attack directly like 6 times or attack all your monsters. It's just really annoying. And then just remember, guys, when we first saw the it was like the brown anime lollybird cards from this deck in the trash, and we just picked them up and we are just like, oh, this looks fine, but we didn't really pick onto it. And then turns out this deck's actually really powerful.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember seeing so many in the treasure games on the first day I was there.
Wowza!
Bowser.
I know, but just start on the next one.
That spellbook?
Never played, don't know.
Don't know. Never played that.
Dark Magician is definitely in sweet. It is not good enough for Wowza, but it's easily sweet. It has a the support is like one of the best supports for old archetypes, and it can just straight up lock your opponents out from ever like hurting you though if you do it right. Like they can't destroy any of your shit. You keep banishing their stuff, all that. Next up is vampires. For vampires, I put it in like they are good, but only some of their boss monsters are used in higher tier decks. The main archetype itself is pretty meh.
Eh.
I think that's dual avatar, but I never really gave a shit, so I don't care.
An Indian.
Jesus Christ.
What was that?
I don't know either. I don't know. These look stupid as hell. That's the Dark Lord. And the Dark Lord archetype is actually pretty fun. I really remember playing that a bunch of times. And there was a thing where they ended up making now called Dark Lord Burn, where you burn your opponent out with effect damage. So yeah, I leave it in sweet.
Yeah, sweet.
I agree.
Cyber Dragon.
Cyber Dragon
Wowza.
is Wowza, yeah, especially with Infinity.
Yeah.
I think that's the link card right there, but and then the link's fucking amazing.
Yeah, it is. That's Six Samurai. Wowza. I do that because they're like one of the closest things in Yu-Gi-Oh to like an actual infinite loop, especially when you get out that banned longtime heroic champion number. That basically a guy did that to me. Asian Mark. He did that when I think it was like my first or second tournament, and he did like an infinite loop with Six Samurais, brought out that heroic champion, and just basically said, "Oh yeah, you can't do anything." And I'm just like,
Okay.
okay.
What is that?
Looks reptilian, but I don't really know, so I don't really care.
Wait.
Don't care.
You said something for this one already?
No.
Okay.
Dream Raiders. Dream Raiders I fucking love. They're amazing. I've been wanting to make a deck for them for the longest time. I've seen people being able to use them and pop them off so well. So I'll put them And sweet, borderline Wowza.
Pretty garbage. I put in borderline whack a hell. Because
What?
you
You
can't
fucking
actually
asshole.
pretty much do anything with this deck. Your opponent can easily counter this and answer to them. The boss monsters are nothing to write home about. The only cool card is Boss Stage and maybe Jormungandr. Other than that, it's just pretty overrated in my opinion. Eh.
Eh.
Sweet.
Holy shit. That took probably like 2 hours right there, guys.
That's a long at list right there, boy.
Hey, who wants to do number 2?
We're teetering on 2 hours.
Alright.
Ah, that's cold.
Those of you who want to take a screenshot, do it now.
Well, this is going up either way. But yeah, this is going to be a two-parter. Part or so because there's a shit ton of archetypes. We're gonna try to get done with as many of the Yu-Gi-Oh archetypes as we can. So that's gonna be it for now. And then again, the next podcast will be part 2 of it. So anything else you guys want to say before I fuck off?
Nope. Go ahead, fuck off.
Subscribe.
All right.